The Braves are putting the National League on notice. While most Cubs fans are focused on Bryce Harper or the Cardinals or Brewers, the Atlanta Braves just put the baseball world on notice. The Braves inked former AL MVP Josh Donaldson and veteran catcher Brian McCann to a pair of one-year deals Monday afternoon, totaling $25 million. Donaldson will make $23 million. McCann may be 35 by next year and Donaldson will be 33 and coming off a season in which he played only 52 games due to injury, but they will provide valuable veteran leadership and approach to a Braves team with one of the youngest rosters in the game, headlined by two exciting young stars in Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies, who will be 21 and 22 on opening day, respectively. The Braves already won 90 games last season before losing to the Dodgers in the NLDS, and the only main pieces they're losing to free agency are Nick Markakis and catcher Kurt Suzuki, who has already signed with the Nationals. They can now slot Donaldson in behind Acuna, Albies and superstar Freddie Freeman, .946 OPS the last 3 seasons, atop the batting order. Donaldson could have been a great fit on the Cubs, though they were not linked as a major player for him prior to the one-year deal with the Braves. For a team with financial constraints that may take them out of the market for the top hitters like Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, Donaldson could have been a real nice plan B of sorts, though obviously not for $23 million/year. The former Cubs farmhand, he was traded to Oakland for Rich Harden in 2008, has only played 165 games the last 2 seasons, but hit 41 homers with 101 RBI, 95 runs and a .900 OPS in that time, while also rating as a positive defender at third base. During his heyday with the A's and Blue Jays, 2013-16, Donaldson posted an .893 OPS while averaging 33 homers and 103 RBI and finished no lower than 8th in the AL MVP voting, taking home the accolade in 2015. With his injury woes, Donaldson undoubtedly would not have received $23 million per season for multiple of years, but this was a nice boom or bust gamble for him as he bet on himself in a big way. For the Braves, it's a low-risk, high-reward move that could pay off in a huge way. And if it doesn't or Donaldson gets hurt again, they don't lose anything beyond 2019. As for McCann, to give Wilson Contreras some rest and the 34-year-old would have made a lot of sense. His production fell off with Houston in 2018 as he failed to hit at least 18 homers in a season for the first time since his rookie year of 2005. Known as a valuable defender with some pop, McCann still has plenty to offer a contender, and for $2 million, the risk is essentially non-existent. But he clearly wanted to return to Atlanta, where he spent the first 9 years of his career, and will now pair with former White Sox backstop Tyler Flowers to help lead a young pitching staff. Also, there's this: Brian McCann will have played with Julio Franco, born in 1958, and Ronald Acuna Jr., born in 1997. The Cubs play the Braves real early in 2019, the second series of the year from April 1 to 4 in Atlanta, and then will host Donaldson and company from June 24 to 27 at Wrigley Field. Cubs fans dreaming of a Jesse Chavez reunion in Chicago are not happy. The veteran swingman is in agreement to return to the Texas Rangers, the team the Cubs acquired him from in July, on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Sources: right-hander Jesse Chavez and the Texas Rangers are in agreement on a 2-year deal in the $8 million range. Had the sides close on a deal? That's a good get for the 35-year-old journeyman to capitalize on a career season. For perspective, his career earnings sit at only a little over $14 million, according to Baseball Reference. When the Cubs traded for Chavez on July 19, the move was touted as a depth add, giving manager Joe Maddon a versatile option in the bullpen as a guy who could pitch to one batter, toss multiple innings, or even make a spot start if need be. Chavez wound up becoming so much more, earning the role as the Cubs' most trusted reliever by the final weekend of the season, when both Brandon Morrow and Pedro Strop were hurt, and endeared himself to the fanbase in the process. In 39 innings with the Cubs across 32 appearances, Chavez posted a 1.15 ERA, which ranked second in baseball, with a sparkling 0.795 WHIP and 42 strikeouts. He also saved 4 games despite coming over to the Cubs with only 3 saves in his entire 11-year career prior. Chavez obviously wouldn't post a 1.15 ERA forever, but he's still with his versatility and extreme strike-throwing approach. Financial crunch or not, $8 million over 2 years was probably more than what Theo Epstein's front office was willing to hand out in a deal, especially to a 35-year-old, when relievers' performances are so fickle from year to year. But the Cubs are certainly still searching for ways to improve on their bullpen for the 2019 campaign, as they currently have Pedro Strop and Steve Cishek as trustworthy options plus Brandon Morrow, injury risk, Mike Montgomery, If he's not needed in the rotation, Carl Edwards Jr., searching for a rebound from a late-season fade, and a pair of veterans aiming to prove 2018 was just a down year, Brandon Kintzler, Brian Dunsing. In the hours after the Cubs' 13-inning loss to the Colorado Rockies in the NL wildcard game, Chavez reportedly told his teammates he badly wanted to return to Chicago. Jesse Chavez just told a few of his teammates, "If I'm not wearing this next year," points to Cubs logo on shirt, "I'm done." Of course, that was an emotional moment, and once the dust settles, money talks more than anything else for most free agents. Cubs fans, however, were not happy with the news. "Damn. No Cubs? Jesse Chavez is no longer a Cub and we are no longer Cubs fans. This cannot be forgiven." Some were more reserved in their disappointment, pretty bummed that Jesse Chavez isn't coming back the next year, not going to lie. Kicks pebble, while some didn't hold back in the slightest. "Are you kidding me, Cubs? You let Jesse Chavez walk away? What a sick joke. He was our most key reliever. We had to resign him." Sick. The hot stove season is still pretty lukewarm, but at least rumors are becoming more commonplace. Like the report from MLB.com's John Palmorosi that the Milwaukee Brewers are one of the teams interested in trading for San Francisco Giants ace Madison Bumgarner. Sources, willing to engage in Madison Bumgarner trade talks, and are showing interest. My story tonight: a Bumgarner trade has been teased for a little while now, and it appears to be picking up steam a couple weeks before the MLB winter meetings begin in Las Vegas. The 29-year-old lefty is one of the handful of pitchers in the game worthy of true ace status, though he is also coming off a pair of seasons in which he only pitched 240.2 innings combined across 38 starts due to hand and shoulder injuries. He is set to become a free agent after the 2019 campaign and is owed just $12 million total for the final year of his current deal. That price tag would be a welcome addition to any team around baseball, but would absolutely fit with the small market Brewers, who are already on track to surpass their $109 million payroll from 2018. Milwaukee could also use some starting pitching, particularly an ace, though their extreme bullpenning strategy carried them one win away from the World Series this fall. Adding a guy of Bumgarner's stature to the top of the Brewers' rotation would be terrible news for the Cubs, who already watched Milwaukee catch them from behind in the division. Imagine Bumgarner making 25 to 30 starts in front of the Brewers' stellar shifting, an offense led by reigning MVP Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain, and a bullpen behind him that may well be the best in baseball. Is at least a top pitching prospect, but it would be hard to see the Brewers parting with an arm like Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta or Brandon Woodruff just for one season of a guy who's been bit by the injury bug recently. It's all a matter of how much urgency the Brewers are feeling to take advantage of their current position as a contender. If 2019 is truly World Series or bust for Yelich and co., a move for Bumgarner could put them over the top both on the field and in the clubhouse, with a proven winner helping to lead by example the same way Jon Lester has for the Cubs over the last 4 years. From 2013-16, Bumgarner was the epitome of dominance, finishing in the top 10 in NL Cy Young voting each year, topping out at 4th in 2014 and 16, making 4 straight All-Star games, never posting an ERA above 2.98 while making at least 31 starts each season and sporting a healthy 9.4 K/9 and 1.04 WHIP. Bumgarner also is a prolific hitter, slugging 17 homers for his career and at least 3 in every season from 2014-17. In that same 4-year span, he posted a .706 OPS, which was better than the numbers put up by Albert Almora Jr., .701 OPS, Tommy La Stella, .672, Addison Russell, .657, and Victor Caratini, .597, in 2018. Bumgarner rivals Lester with his postseason resume, famously closing out the 2014 World Series in relief, and taking home MVP honors, and going 8-3 with a 2.11 ERA across 102.1 career playoff innings while leading the Giants to 3 championships.